So Ubisoft have confirmed that Assassin's Creed Infinity will not be free play, and while many have taken this as good news, there's a pretty equal chance that it's not. Now of course, Assassin's Creed Infinity developer and publisher Ubisoft recently confirmed that the upcoming live service wouldn't be free to play, and many have taken this as a good thing. Indeed, not being free to play could mean Assassin's Creed Infinity is more traditional than it is not, and that it would be mostly content complete on release. However, as painful as it may be to say, that's not really the case. In terms of it not being free to play, that likely means it won't have a huge multiplayer component at its core. With what is known little so far, it stands to reason that it'll feature multiplayer modes and potential co-op runs, but it's not like the game was ever going to be something like a battle royale. Even if Ghost Recon Frontline is a look into Assassin's Creed Infinity, it's not from the core content perspective. Infinity's core content is more historical run and story focused world building, and it likely always has been, not a multiplayer experience, and in turn that makes the free-to-play component all that more concerning. If Assassin's Creed Infinity's core content was multiplayer, then free-to-play would make sense. Big, huge multiplayer games look at the engagement as a metric differently, and if microtransactions, battle passes, and other live service elements were present, those would more than make up for the cost of entry. But just because it's not a free-to-play service, it doesn't mean it won't be a live service game with a ton of microtransactions. Perhaps the best launch comparison would be Marvel's Avengers. Although its popularity has only increased since it began expanding with new content, it launched with its single player campaign and some endgame content, yet many were displeased with the latter at the very least. Avengers has expanded quite a bit since launch, and the same would likely be true of Assassin's Creed Infinity, more so than a traditional game with DLC. The difference is where Avengers has pushed a lot of free content, Infinity is not likely to do so. Furthermore, it's likely to launch with a serviceable campaign, maybe to give up to 3 different scenarios of its multiple settings, and then its multiplayer components, none of which are guaranteed to be more fleshed out just because it's not a free-to-play service. Not being free-to-play means that Assassin's Creed Infinity will launch at full retail value, and then still likely have live service elements. This likely means ways to purchase in-game currency with real cash, and one likely example is that several, if not all, historical costumes in the game would be microtransactions. Ubisoft is aware of how much AC fans love seeing past costumes, evident by Altair's costume / microtransaction in Far Cry 6, and it's not likely going to stop there. Expansions such as new settings and a new character / characters in AC Infinity will likely cost real money, and in lieu with a battle pass, there will likely be some reward track for content. A lot of the speculation, after all, there are a ton of suggestions that Assassin's Creed Infinity is still in early development, supporting the idea that it may not launch completely content complete given Ubisoft's release schedule, but it serves its point. A free-to-play Assassin's Creed Infinity may have pushed multiplayer more, but it would have had a traditional live service elements to make up for that revenue source. A full retail value Assassin's Creed Infinity is not guaranteed to have sustainable content at launch, instead growing alongside a non-traditional track afterward, and it seems it may ultimately weigh heavier on the pocket than a free-to-play version would. At the end of the day, it remains to be seen what exactly AC Infinity looks like. Recent rumors suggest it will be multiple short stories in the vein of the Hitman games, including remakes of classic Assassin's Creed games in its style, and a ton of community support and opportunities to work together. But when looking at Assassin's Creed Infinity rumors and potential live service elements, it's best to embrace the creed: nothing is true, everything is permitted. Now guys and girls, I want you to let me know what you think about this in the comments section down below. Would you rather have a free-to-play game, sort of similar to how we've had multiple free-to-play games in the past, where you get the game and you just pay for the content updates when you want to, or would you want to play full retail with microtransactions, similar to how they've done in the recent AC games? Completely up to you. Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys have enjoyed, a like would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you are new for more AC updates. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.